I have received a package. They come flying out of the blue. It's the wife comes back from the mailbox. She said, "You got another package," and I just, all right, you know, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting used to it. When are you guys going to send me a bucket of gold? That's what I need. Lots of diamonds, you know, rubies, stuff like that. You know, there's a bee flying around here. Was that? I don't want that. Let's open this up. This is from Rebel, our good subscriber, Rebel 9668, up in Indiana, and his name is Gary. Well, let's take a look at his note first. It was dated the 21st of June. Congratulations on your retirement. Another retirement package. I know I'm a bit late, but I was debating on gag gifts or something useful. Haha. Oh, I'll tell you what, send me, next time you think about gag gifts, send me the very first issue of Playboy. You don't even need to send the whole book, just send the centerfold. Believe it or not, I remember when Playboy came out, and I remember that centerfold. I remember my grandpa, he pulled the centerfold out of the first issue of Playboy, and he put it on the door, the back side of the door to his bedroom. And every time somebody would come in, he'd say, hey, come here, take a look at this, take a look at this. He'd take it in his bedroom, and on the back side of the door, there was old Marilyn Monroe, all spread out. He thought, oh, he was proud of that picture. It says, I opted for useful stuff that's all been made in the USA. One is for your cigar. That's a cigar sent to me by Buzz 1151 is what he's talking about. The other, well, they're just good stuff to have. Take care, my friend, Gary. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, a Zippo lighter with American flag. That's for my cigar. It'll never get used, Gary, but it'll be right there next to the cigar. I've got plans for that cigar. Thanks, my friend. That kind of, I have never seen a Zippo lighter with an American flag on it. Isn't that interesting? That's kind of cool. A couple of tapes. R. Miss Brooks, Comedy Superstars. I remember R. Miss Brooks. She was on, I don't remember her from radio, although I've listened to a couple of her shows, I believe it was. I remember R. Miss Brooks on TV. Was her name Gail Storm? I can't remember. It just says R. Miss Brooks. And the Abbott and Costello program from 1944. Incidentally, this was from 1955. Had to have been a radio show. And this is another one from 1944. Abbott and Costello on both sides. You can't beat these. These whole radio shows are so cool. You know, young kids are always asking about what were things like in the old days. What was it like, Grandpa? What was it like? All you got to do is check out a few of these old-time radio shows, especially the comedy types and, you know, the detective types on YouTube. Watch them. They're 30 minutes apiece. It'll tell you a whole lot about what the old days were like. Then we have, I don't know what this is. Just some songs, but I don't know. Oh, Roy Orbison, there it is, half blind, can't even see it. Roy Orbison, The Sun Years 1 and 2. Well, I appreciate that, Gary. What do we have here? Let me open it up here. Well, it looks like I can pretty much tell you what it is. You know, this is really cool. You know why? Because the X-Acto knife set that I bought, or the knockoff X-Acto knife set I bought at Harbor Freight a few years ago, all the blades have gotten dull, and I can't find another replacement. And I was telling my wife not 2 weeks ago, I said, you know, I need to get down to Harbor Freight, and I need to buy a set of X-Acto knife type things with fresh blades, because I'm going to be needing them real soon. Well, now I don't have to do that. Well, that is very, very slick. You know, I was just talking to the wife a couple of weeks ago. I told her I need to get my buns back down to Harbor Freight and get another set. They probably won't have the same set I had before, but I need something because I've got some cabinets to work on that have veneer. These are great. I only use them for, you know, trim and veneer, and they're just great. And now I don't have to go down here and do that. And the problem I have with Harbor Freight is every time I go down there, I buy something, and then I come home and I look at the wife and I go, oh man, I meant to get this, I meant to get that, and I didn't do it. I never seem to do it. And it means more trips back there, and I go through the same thing again. Oh, I meant to get this, I meant to get that when I get home, you know. Well, that's one less thing I meant to get that I don't have to get. Alrighty, thank you, Gary. Well, we all know what that means, folks. Shout out to our good subscriber, Rebel9668. I'm ready for a cobbler, a peach and pear cobbler. The peaches being fresh peaches, but they're not quite exactly ripe as I'd like them to be. I mean, they look good and they feel good, but when you slice them, they're not quite as soft as I'd like them. But we're going to go with them anyway, and then we're going to mix them with some sliced pears. I don't like one fruit type of cobblers. I like to mix them one or two, or sometimes even 3 different fruits together. Make a really good cobbler. And we're going to use the cake we're going to use this time is Pillsbury. And I don't particularly like this type of cake, not necessarily the Pillsbury name, but it doesn't say moist on it. I like the cake boxes that say moist on it, you know, otherwise it's always a little dry. So we're going to make up for that by adding a little extra pear juice to help make it a little more moist. I just cannot stand a dry cake. Well, let me finish slicing here. The peaches have been sliced. Now we dump in our pear slices to go with it, just for a little added flavor. And then we're going to add some of the juice that I've already poured off. We'll add it a little at a time of the pear juice. And then we'll mix it with a wooden spoon until I get it the way I want. And then we'll add some sugar, because like I said, these peaches were not 1,000% ripe. They looked ripe and they tasted kind of ripe, but they weren't all that sweet. Well, that's not bad, but it's not as moist as I'd like. I think I'll just pour the rest of the juice on in there, say to heck with it. Mix it all up, just mix it all up. I can always pour off later what I don't want. I keep hitting my camera. Sorry about that, guys. Let's add a little sugar now. So how much sugar do we add? I don't know. We'll just add whatever I feel like adding. I have a sweet tooth anyway. That ought to just about do it, I guess. That ought to be enough, I think. If not, I'll go ahead and add some more later. Well, wifey says I did not put enough sugar in these peaches. She said you want at least a cup, and I've already put a quarter of a cup in there. So she said let it mix around, you'll get lots of good sweet juice out of it. And then, okay, what do I know? You know, I'm willing to give it a try. Well, I have to admit that does look nice and syrupy. Yes, it does. That's the way it should have been. I didn't think I was putting too much in, or too little rather, when I did the 2 tablespoons. But wifey says, no, you got it all wrong. Do it right. Right now I've got the peaches and pears in the oven, in the Dutch oven, and getting them real hot. And then once they get real hot and a little bubbly around the edge, then we'll go ahead and dump this cake mix in that I just mixed up at half the amount. Everything it called for on the back, half the amount. I also threw in instead they call for just egg whites. Nah, we just put in half the amount. We went ahead and just put in 2 whole eggs. Well, I just took the Dutch oven out of the oven, and yeah, the old peaches and pears are pretty hot. We'll go ahead and dump this stuff in now, all over the top, and then we're going to put it back in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 more minutes. Well, I just took her out of the oven. Let's see what she looks like. Woo! All that brown stuff you see there, that's brown sugar. I'll tell you what, I think that's going to taste really good with ice cream. I'll have to probably go and wake Great Grandma up, but I know she's going to want some. Alright, we are digging in just to see. Ooh, look at that, nice and shiny. It's looking real good. I'm going to give this to wifey because she doesn't like ice cream on her cobbler for some strange reason. Give her about that much. I think that'll be plenty for her. Alright, let's get Grandma's out. She won't eat a whole lot, but she does have a sweet tooth, that young lady. Let me see. I love a good cobbler with ice cream on it, boy. I'll tell you, you just can't beat it. Just can't beat it. I know. I'll bet you Virginia McJunkin out there saying, you know, I wish I was there to get some of that. Ooh, I wish you were here too, Virginia. I'd give you some. I'd give you a big scoop. All right, here's some cobbler and ice cream for Grandma. She's always in the bed. Whenever I bring you cobbler, you're always in the bed.
It's cold.
It's not that cold. And here, I'll tell you what. Sit up a little bit, and then that way you won't spill it on you. Old Rocky, he's saying he wants her to just throw his ball. That's her constant companion. Can you get up? Can you get up okay a little bit up against the pillows? I don't want you falling down. Now take your time. We'll get there. There we go. That's a whole lot better. Here you go. Just tell me what you think after you gobble it down.
I think it's real good.
It looks good so far, huh?
So far.
Before I even got out here and decided to take a bite of my own, Grandma was yelling from the bedroom how good it tasted. Anyway, the ladies are taken care of. Let's try it myself now. Not too bad, not too bad. I have received yet another package, but this time I paid for it with my own money. It was recommended by one of our good subscribers. His name is AM Station Engineer. His name is Tim, and he said, "John, you need to buy one of these. This is like really cool stuff." So let's open it up and see what it is. Well, I bought it on eBay, and the fella seems to have done a good job wrapping it, and I hope it is anyway. We'll go ahead and finish unwrapping it. Well, here she be. It is a Barbra Streisand People album from many, many years ago. I used to have one like it. I don't know whatever happened to it. It just sort of disappeared. Anyway, AM Station Engineer, Tim, you know, Barbra Streisand is like his favorite all-time person and favorite all-time singer. At least that's the way I understood him to say. And when he says the name Babs, which is her nickname, you can just feel the affection in it when he mentions her. So he said, "John, you need to go out and buy one of these albums. If you had one years ago and you lost it or sold it or you don't know where it's at, get you another one." You know, that's my recommendation. And I don't usually buy albums on eBay, trust me. I want to see them in the flesh, take them out, look at them, flip them over. But the guy said it was a excellent condition album, and he only wanted like $4, shipping and all. So I said, it's worth a shot. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. Well, son of a gun, it did not have an album cover on the inside of the on the inside of the jacket. But this album does not have a scratch on it on either side. Holy mackerel there. I am impressed with that. You know, it took this guy like a couple of weeks to even get the thing and put it in the mail. It was like snail pace delivery. But I'll tell you what, all has been forgiven, because his description of this album, it was 1000% right. It is flawless. I need to find a record cover for it though. I'll probably take one from one of my junk albums that I can't stand. We'll probably wind up donating the record to one of the charities in town. Well, there you go. Boy, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to put that on the old turntable tonight. Thanks a lot, Tim, AM Station Engineer. Your favorite person is now my favorite person. I love her singing. Well, my daughter and I just got back from a place called Shoot House, USA, right here in Conway. And I took my gun down and gave her a bunch of 9mm rounds and let her shoot at a target for a while. And I was wondering, you know, this is the target. I was wondering if anybody would like to buy it. The bullseyes are all good still. Lots of space available in the black area on most. You know, we'll sell it cheap. Matter of fact, here's one that the black area is untouched. Well, we're almost done cranking our tomatoes into tomato juice. This is what we've got so far in this tall container. This is the last of them right here. Wifey had previously cleaned them and cut them up and put them in freezer bags. This is the last big freezer bag. We didn't freeze them, of course, but we're going. I'm the primary cranker here. All right, let's get a few in here and kind of show everybody who's never seen a tomato juicer how it works. All you do, this is an Italian juicer, by the way, I bought on eBay quite a while ago. Everything is stainless steel, really good stuff. Now what I'll do with my hand, I'll get a pair of gloves on and we squish them up. It's always good to kind of like warm up the tomatoes in the microwave just a little bit. You get more juice out of them. And then just go ahead and, I'm going to squish them all up with my hands after I get a pair of rubber gloves on. Squish them all up till they're almost juice, actually. Just keep squishing and squishing. Alright, here's the squishing action. I just squish them up, just like squishing grapes, I guess. Squish them up. We're really getting exceptionally thick tomato juice this year out of the tomatoes, so wife will probably, she'll add a few, come on camera, focus up here now. She'll add a little bit of water probably to it, thin it down a little bit, not much. And once we get them all squished up, really good. Usually I squish a whole bowl full, but for the camera purposes, we'll just do a few. Then they'll go down through that hole down in there as I crank this handle right here. That's all there is to it. Go ahead and crank the handle, honey, and we'll show them what we're talking about because I can't do it clockwise. There you go. And then we just kind of let them get down in there. It's a corkscrew kind of a deal down in there that catches it, and as you can see, the juice is running out here and the skins and seeds are coming out the end there. Well, we had a gully washer here the other day. I mean, it was a wicked storm. Knocked out the internet for a day, but our ditch handled it because I had gotten all that crap out of there and it's all been picked up. That was a lot of work, boy, let me tell you that. It's not so much the work, it's the humidity involved, but this little old ditch was able to handle it. So, of course, wifey, she wants to grab all the credit. It was, you know, if I hadn't had you do that, it wouldn't be draining as good as it did, you know. She's probably right. Anyway, it's in pretty good shape. There's still probably a little bit more that washed down in there that I'll have to get out, but not like it was. And as you can see, our little brush pile has grown by 100%. Well, now maybe I can make my door that goes from the shop out into the garage. And here it is, all built. Well, not all. We've got a few holes and cracks and things to plug here and there. But this is what I wanted. It's the best I could do. Like everybody knows, I'm not a carpenter. I'm not good at anything, really. I just kind of plod my way through. But the original door, as you can see, is this big, and then I've got the door that came out of the old shed, for those of you who have been keeping up with the videos and this series. And so this door will open up. But I wanted the door, let me back up here a little bit. I wanted the door big enough that I could get just about everything through. But if I had something really big, I wanted to be able to open that door even further and get it through. So, and also for anyone else that might ultimately buy this place. So there's the door that takes care of that. Now if I need something, if I have something that's really big, and here's what I wanted. I can unlatch that, swing that baby open too. So now I've got a great big wide door that I can bring a bunch of stuff through. That was the whole thing. There's probably 1,000 different ways it could have been done, and much better than the way I did it. But I like it so far. Let's take a look at the other side. Alright, here's the other side, and what I'm going to do is fill this thing with you know, insulation, and then we'll take this board here and we'll put it on this side and close the whole thing up like that, and then we'll have a door that swings open separate from the old door. I don't know, you know, to me that's all I needed, because this is not a security door, okay? This is just a door to keep the heat and air in. You know, if someone's going to get in, they're going to get in. That's some little old hollow interior door is not going to slow them down. Anyway, we still have more to go. I am working on it, guys, as fast and as quickly as I can. Well, that was the haul from the box of tomatoes we got in the last Mish-Mash video, and went ahead and squeezed them out. We got 6 quarts. Looks really good too. really good. I just tasted, there was some left over and I just tasted it. It tastes good, but it needs to be a little colder because it hasn't had a chance to really get cold. So that's that for next year, or for all the rest of the summer until next spring. Well, wifey just informed me that 6 quarts isn't enough. She wants another 6, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to be buying another box of tomatoes and doing this all over again. Today is Thursday, the 29th of June, and our potato patch has just about had to lick, as you can see. She's really dying down fast. This poor old potato patch has gone through some wicked times this year. There's still a rabbit that goes in there and digs around. I don't even know what's going to happen. You see the humps and bumps everywhere. I think I might even have an armadillo at night that roots around in there for grub worms or something. I don't know. Anyway, the tomatoes are really doing spectacular, even if the potatoes don't turn out so hot. There's some really big tomatoes down in there. Everywhere is big tomatoes. They haven't turned, back up here a little bit. They haven't turned red yet, but they are really big in size. Big suckers. Look at those. Huge. Got a whole bunch of them. That surprised me. I didn't think we'd get any. And we've been getting a lot of cucumbers off our cucumber vines. So even if the potato is a big bust, well, all right. Next year, by the time this stuff all rots down over the winter time, I'm going to smooth it all out best I can after I dig up the potatoes, which will be in a couple of days. And then I'll smooth it all over and I'll fertilize it real good. Then just let it rot down all winter long. And I'll tell you what, next year that's going to be some fertile ground down in there. Well, today's the last day of June, the 30th, and I was planning to go out and do some final yard work so I could get in the old shop and put up some more wood. Look what's happening on the radar. Oh my goodness, we're right, for those of you who don't know, we're right here. Let's go out and see what the sky looks like. This is not going to be a good morning. It's only like 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, a few minutes ago, this was real hot sunshine. Matter of fact, I said I better get out and water the garden here. I hadn't checked the radar yet. That was kind of a dumb move. Spend time watering the garden. It was hot. It was humid. I was sweating. Oh well, this is not going to be a fun day. Hopefully it'll pass quick though. I do want to get out in the yard. I have some stuff I need to pick up and get rid of. It's already started to rain. Ooh, better back up. Well, I think wifey's happy now. We have 11 quarts of tomato juice, which will take us through the winter. She also decided to make some salsa. Boy, I'll tell you what, she put that together. She always makes salsa a little bit, you know. But this time she saved back a bunch of tomatoes and made this much. This stuff really does smell and taste good. So I'm looking forward to eating that this winter. Good homemade tomato juice. You can't beat it. Once again, I'm heading back downtown. I'm going to go down to Lowe's and pick up the last 4 sheets, 4x8 sheets of Oriental strand board I need for the shop. I'm going to get the installation. It's Friday, the 30th of June. I was going to wait until next week to get the air conditioner slash heater. It's a window heat pump. I'll get that thing today too, I think. You know, I think on the way back from Lowe's, after I get everything loaded up, I might even stop in at Harbor Freight and pick up one of those red metal service carts with the upper and lower tray. Some of the radios I've got now weigh a ton. I'm getting tired of picking them up and carrying them around. I can put I put a plywood deal on top of the cart, put the radio on top, and just wheel it where I need to go. I think I'm going to check and see what they've got available. You know, before leaving the house and heading to Lowe's, I watched one of Shango 066's videos where he was in California picking up some television. He made a comment on all the dull, boring color cars. They all look alike. There's no color at all. Everything is drab and dreary. You know, he's right. I never noticed that until just now. Everything's the same, cookie cutter colors. But you know, I have my own theory as to why that is. There's an idiot doesn't know what a stop sign is. Anyway, I have my own theory to that. You know, for years they've been putting out information about how the cops are drawn to various colors, and they'll stop you, you know, give you tickets and things, check you out and all that crap. So everybody has a dull, boring color car now. Well, there everything is, folks. Just got back from Lowe's and from Harbor Freight. I picked up this little wheel-around cart. This is a 36 by 24. I like that. That's going to save my back. And we got the insulation, and we got the new air conditioner. That air conditioner is both for heat and cool. It's a heat pump. Runs off 110 volts. Perfect for what we need. The job I just retired from, that's what we use to heat the place. And that thing ran for 6-7 years non-stop and never had any problem with it whatsoever. It was a Frigidaire model. And the last of our OSB is down there. The next time you see the shop in one of my videos, it's going to be done, complete, ready to move the stuff in. My workbench, stuff like that. And the only thing I'll have to do after that is, put up shelves as we go. I'm not just going to slap a whole bunch of shelves. I was going to put a whole bunch in the wall, and then I said, nah, I'll just put them up as needed. So that's where we stand right now. Until next time, this is John. Wait a minute. I have one other thing I need to cover. For those of you who keep up with my videos, you'll recall that several months ago I informed you that my electronic mentor's wife, Brendan's wife, from up in the Detroit area, she was going into the hospital for a very serious operation, very serious medical procedure. And it was serious. The operation lasted 12 hours. That's a long operation. And she went through it okay. It was tough. It was really hard on her. She wasn't a young person. And she came through it, and she stayed in the hospital in critical care for several weeks and weeks. And Brendan would go up every day and spend the entire day with her. He'd go home at night. And this went on day after day after day. Well, unfortunately, eventually, it just got to the point where she couldn't deal with it any longer. It just was too hard on her. And unfortunately, on the 18th of June, she passed away. And Brendan kept in touch with me during that entire time. I would ask him, how about the latest report? What's going on with Ann? Well, she seems to be having a good time, a good day. She's coming along. And then she said, well, she's kind of having a bad day, not doing so good now. And this went up and down for quite a while. Finally, he sent me an email that said that sadly she had passed away. So, I mean, there's no words I could give to Brendan that would console him. I mean, how do you console somebody? Those two, Brendan and Ann, were married 47 years ago. And here's a photo of Ann taken from her obituary. And if you get time and you have an inclination, just kind of pass along your sympathies to Brendan. It's been a while, but it's not that long. A couple of weeks it's hard. When you get our age, and Brendan and I are the same age, it's just one of those things. You hate that it's going to happen, but the whole time in the back of your mind, it's going to happen. It's either going to be you or your wife. Unfortunately, it was Ann, and if you get time, just kind of tell me sorry to hear it.